What's going on, guys? Jameson, the Research Revolution. I just wanted to say before we got into this article, it was so crazy yesterday. So I was in my kitchen and all of a sudden I heard like a bomb. The sky lit up white. I mean, shook the house, literally Fallujah style. You're not going to believe what this was. So I go outside. Everybody is outside. Everybody thought Transformers blew. Nobody knew what was going on. So I go and investigate. You know what it was? It was a Mylar balloon that had floated down and hit the power lines and exploded, causing a enormous burst, boom, explosion. Pretty crazy. And at the same time, there was this guy going 100 miles an hour down residential streets, and I think he was looking for it. I think he launched the balloon. He had his cameras on it and his GPS, and he was doing like a flat earth test or something like that, and it floated down right behind my house and exploded. Pretty crazy. Anyway, humans accidentally created a protective bubble around Earth. The interaction between radio transmissions and high-energy particles in space sometimes forms a shield around the planet, protecting it from dangerous cosmic phenomenon. So we're just going to get into this because we're just going to do that. The next time someone says you're living in a bubble, remind them that we all are. A pair of NASA space probes have detected an artificial bubble around Earth that forms when radio communications from the ground interact with high-energy radiation particles in space, the agency announced this week. The bubble forms a protective barrier around Earth, shielding the planet from potentially dangerous space weather, like solar flares and other ejections from the sun. Earth already has its own protective bubble, the magnetosphere, stretched by powerful solar winds. The artificial bubble that NASA found in it is an accident, they say, and an unintended result of the interplay between human technology and nature. When humans want to communicate with submarines near the surface of the ocean, they use a type of radio communication known as very low frequency waves, or VLF. Hey, shut that off! Sorry about that. Or VLF, transmitted from stations on the ground. Some of the waves can stretch all the way out into Earth's atmosphere and beyond, where they affect the movement of the radiation particles bouncing around in the region. Sometimes the interaction between VLF and these particles creates a barrier that can be seen by spacecraft orbiting the planet. The bubble discovery comes from a robotic mission launched in 2012 to study the Van Allen radiation belts, two donut-shaped rings of charged particles that surround the Earth, held in place by the planet's magnetic field. These results are described in a recent study in the journal Space Scientific Reviews. Scientists say the outer edge of the artificial bubble lines up almost exactly with the inner edge of the Van Allen belts, which suggest VLF waves can push radiation particles away. According to satellite data, the inner edge of the belts is much further from Earth now than it was in the 1960s, when humans sent fewer VLF transmissions. Scientists suspect that VLF wasn't around. The radiation belts would hover closer to Earth. The researchers believe the bubble could help protect Earth from solar flares, which release huge amounts of energy, or coronal mass ejections that discharge hot material called plasma. Both events can radiation particles into Earth's atmosphere, which could disrupt radio waves and overload electrical power grids. The bubble also extends the reach of human influence on this tiny dot in the universe. Technology has, in a very short time, left a mark on the landscape of the Earth in countless ways, diverting whole rivers, raising forests for farmland, and pumping enough gases into the atmosphere to alter the global climate. In the early 60s, the U.S. military tried to build an artificial bubble of its own and launched billions of whisker-thin copper wires into orbit. Scientists hoped the material would coalesce into a ring around the Earth that would protect the nation's communications system, crucial in the fight against the Soviets from solar storms. It didn't work, though. The key, it appears, is little help from the universe itself. So just do with that, with with what you will. I just wanted to share that with you. I'm James from the Research Revolution, and I'm out of here. Later.